Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamtirayat Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Hari Om Tat Sat. Reading from Bhagavad Gita. Thank you for joining. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, contents of Gita summarized, verse number 71 and 72, last two verses of Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2. Vihaya kaman yasa sarvam pumam charati nispruha nirmamo nirahankara sasantim adhigacchati. Wonderful formula is given. We'll discuss it. Vihaya kamanya sarvam pumam charati nispruha nirmamo nirahankara sa shantim adhigacchati. Vihaya kamanya sarvam pumam charati nispruha nirmamo nirahankara sa shantim adhigacchati. Word to word. Vihaya, giving up. Kaman, material desire for sense gratification. Ya, who, sarvam, all, Puman, a person, charati, lives, nispruhaha, desireless, nirmama, without a sense of proprietorship, nirahankara, without false ego, sa, him, shantin, perfect peace, adhigachati, attains. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. Please repeat. A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. Next verse, verse number 72. एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितः पार्था नैनं प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा अस्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणमृच्छति एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितः पार्था नैनं प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणमृच्छति. Famous verse, Samadhi, how to attain the Samadhi. Firmly fixed up in Krishna consciousness stage has been described here. Because Sthita Prajna, one who is situated in very much in fully fixed up in Krishna consciousness. And that's what Sthita Prajna. Arjuna is asking the question. This is the last section of this chapter. Almost 55 to 72, big section. And the 72 verse. Gradually the verses are coming to the final point of how to attain that stage of consciousness has been described. 71 is describing the formula, 72 is ending with that. If that formula is being followed, then one can come to the samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, Brahma Nirvanam, Brahma Sthiti. So many names are there, but it's same thing. एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनं प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणमृच्छति. Okay, word to word. Esha, this Brahmi spiritual sthiti situation. Partha Osana Prata, na never. Enam, this Prapya achieving. Vimuhyati, one is bewildered. Stitva, being situated. Asyam, in this. Antakale, at the end of life. Api, also. Brahma Nirvanam, the spiritual kingdom of God. Ruchati, one attains. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. That is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated even at the hour of death, one can enter into kingdom of God. Repeat. That is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Try to understand. Om Jnanatimidandasya Gnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yatkrupa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Devatarnam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्. श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय. श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. So 71, oops, where did it go? 71 and 72, we are discussing second chapter, Candidates of Gita summarized. These are five sections. Arjuna surrendered to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna when he didn't know what he's supposed to do, whether he should fight, he should renounce. When he was very much doubtful of his dharma, bewildered. So, Karpanya dosho upata svapa puchami. Tvam dharma sammuda cheta. Dharma sankat. Means when he was not realizing what is actually good thing to do, what is religious, what is not religious, what is dharma, what is adharma. He didn't know. Dharma sammoda cheta. Yes Reyasyan Bruhitam Tanme Sishyasteham Sadhimam Tam Prapannam. I am soul surrendered unto you. Now I am no more friend. I am your disciple. Please discipline me. Teach me how to do, what to do, when to do. You tell me. So that is what he is asking. After I explained, he gave all his reasons. I don't want to do this fight. He is the one who told Krishna, please bring your chariot in between the armies. I want to see who and all assembled. To who came to us, please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. Let me see who's there. That's what he said. But as soon as he saw, completely his heart didn't allow him to fight. He was conditioned by the bodily concept of life, conditioned with various things. So then, when he said, that is the first section. Arjuna's further doubts. And then second section, Arjuna's Lord Krishna explained Sankhya Yoga, body and soul. Our body is temporary, soul is permanent, soul is eternal. Everybody, person who was born in this world, material world, has to die. So many verses like that. Jatasya dhruvom, janmam pratasya cha. Or we give up this old body, old clothes, and wear new clothes like that. These cells are changing, body is changing. You can't stop Bhishma and Drona from his old age. Anyway, they are going to give up this body, take a new body. So what is the problem? Why you can fight? So like that. Vasamsi jarman yata vihaya nirvana grunati naroparam. So many verses from all the way from 11, yeah, 11, 13 to 13 actually, to all the way to 30 verse number 30. That is second section. And third section is karma yoga. Yeah, how to act, what is the karma? Mm. Whatever you like, that is karma. Or what Shastra says, Guru says, Krishna says, is that what is karma? What is karma actually? What is duty? What do you know about it? So Krishna is explaining that aspect from 30 to 40. And then he's explaining, now he's getting on to more towards actually a real thing. So how to be free from the anxieties, how to free from suffering. That means you have to engage in activity which is without attachment to the result. One has to engage in work. So that is Nishkam Karma Yoga, which is very much close to Bhakti. Bhagavad Arpit Nishkam Karma, one has to come. You may do activity, but you are not attached result, doesn't mean you are doing it for the Lord. You are doing it because you already have everything, so you can give charity, food, and cloth, and jewelry, and money, and place, and whatnot. Doesn't mean actually it is taking you to become peaceful in the heart and going enter into the spiritual world, entering into that consciousness here and then entering into the spiritual world finally. First one has to have consciousness, that consciousness here in this material to enter into the spiritual world. So because that is that intention, the desire, the consciousness has to be cultivated, developed, then one can enter into the spiritual world when that consciousness is there. So all these are been described in Nishkama Karma Yoga in from verse number 30 to 39, no, 40 to 40, all the way to 52, 50, 53 actually. Then Arjuna is asking, then in the last few verses of Nishkama Karma, Lord is talking about bhakti. A little glimpse of bhakti, he also says about one must be taking intelligent decisions, buddhi, sthita prajna, buddhi yoga, he used multiple times. Then Arjuna was, didn't understand, or he wanted to clarify what is this Sthita Prajna, what is this Buddhi Yoga, or how can you define who is that person who is situated in this fixed up consciousness? How does he act? How does he sit? How does he walk? That is the verse. That is the last section. Samadhi is the title of the section, fifth section. So you see the title Arjuna further doubts the conditioned stage mm, or lamenting stage. Arjuna Vishada Yoga still continued in the first section. Then Arjuna being chastised by Krishna is setting the scene to bring him out to the next level. Because that's why we need right association also. If you are morose, lamenting, and then somebody puts yes, 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 make you lament more. That means useless associate. That kind of associate, that kind of friend, it's not good. We're already suffering, and then somebody is making you even go in the same path. Somebody who can bring us to the next higher level, then so that those are the persons, those are the members we should associate with, so that we can be enlightened, we can come to the better situation, improved situation. So that is what Arjuna has taken right shelter. Krishna chastised him so that he can come to the next level. Then he surrendered. He was speaking as a friend until then. Then Arjuna surrendered. Then next section, then Krishna could give instructions, started whole Bhagavad Gita after that point only. That is the first starting point. If that doesn't happen, nothing else. For us also, that is the starting point. If Paramatma has to tell us what we should do, what is good for us, then we have to submit to him. We have to come to that point. We have to start some. We may have so many bad things and desires and whatnot. That is not the problem. Problem first realizing it, detecting it, and submitting it. Which Arjuna, that is the starting point. So inquiry. Why I am suffering? Why am I here in this world? What's going on? Why in this world so much suffering is there? What is going on? How can I put a stop to it? Uh, what is in my jurisdiction? What can I do from my side? Forget about the whole world and others. What I can do from my side? So that question has to. Then one can submit. So that's what Arjuna thought. Let me surrender, submit. Then he submitted. So then Lord has explained all these sections, section by section. Because if the Sankhya Yoga, the knowledge of the soul is not given, then that's why he's concluding here. Because that is the starting point, knowledge of the soul and body. Now he's concluding the last verse, 71. He's giving a beautiful formula. So Sankhya Yoga slash, Jnana Yoga, soul and body difference. And then Karma Yoga, then Nishkama Karma, then Bhakti Yoga, Buddhi Yoga slash Samadhi. This is the way the five sections are laid out. Now the 71 and 72 formula is been given here. First line, second, third line, you see that Vihaya Kama. Vihaya means giving up. Kama means desires separately from the Lord. Vihaya Kama, yes, Sarvan, that means all. So once you give, so first formula is if we give up the desires, that means what you can't give up. Soul is spirit. Spirit is always active. Spirit, soul is active. So you can't be dull. You can't be sitting idle because one person is active. He has to do something. He or she has to do something. So desires you can take it up, but this is talking about whenever this kama word is used, that is against Shastra, against Sadhu, against Guru. It is I want to do something I like. Something, whether it is causing pain to others, whether what will happen to others, what will happen to society, what will happen to the other people around me, that I don't care. What will give pleasure to me, that is what I like. So that is all coming under this category of love. So first one has to give up that desire, free from the desire. Then what will happen? Second one connected to the next line. Pumam charat in his proprietorship. As soon as you put a stop to this materialistic desires, giving pain to others, then you will be able to give up propriety. That means you will be not act as a miserly, means you will be ready to share what you have. You don't feel no, this is me, my hard work. I have to keep it. I have to enjoy. I can share it. Neither I will not allow anybody to enjoy. I will not even have others also have it. I only should enjoy. I only should have it. So this enviousness, jealousy is also there. So that these things, that is the proprietorship will go. If desire, these materialistic desires will go away, then proprietorship automatically will go away. Then if these two will go away, what will happen? The last sentence, the pumam means that purusha, living end. Charati nispruha, spruha means desire to enjoy propriety, that is gone. Nirmama, so that same thing. You will be free from that desiristic thing, and then nirmama. Mama means mine. Nirmama means become free from property. Then what will happen? Third one, which is very important. This whole material world is filled up with false ego. What is real ego means identifying servant of. That's why we put Tilak. Servant of God, servant of Krishna, servant of the sadhu, servant of the spiritual master. That is what this Tilak represents. The Lord and the devotee. Tulsi, he is here. Lord is here on the top. And so that's why we identify all these neck beads, all these are to identify, remind, rather not to show. Maybe initially people think like that, but actually it is for us to remind ourselves. Why do we put? That's why we have to. When we put tilak, when we wear, then we have to remind ourselves. We have to chant, or we have so that control of the sense of rishikesh. So that's what we chant. Om Kesavaya Namaha. We put this tilak. Ka means Krishna, no, Ka and Isha and Va. Three words are there. In which Keshava means control of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. So that is Lord Vishnu is in the middle space. That's empty. It should be. Nothing should be there in the center. When we put Tilak. Left is Brahma, right is Lord Shiva. So like that is explained. Anyway, so when you give up the materialistic desires, you will become free from proprietorship. When you become free from these two, then you become free from false ego. Then you come to real ego. Real ego means you are always subservient to the Lord, subservient to Lord's devotee, subservient to Lord's instruction. That is Shastra. Lord's devotee, sadhus, Guru, and then Krishna. These three will become aligned. Provided the first thing is happen, then second thing will happen, then third. This is chain reaction. If desires, materialistic desires will go on, then you can your proprietorship will be there, holding on to things. You can't give up anything. Then false ego, so we'll be proud of abilities, qualifications, beauty, whatnot, everything will become. But as soon as this is done, first one, second one, then third one, all these three will automatically stop. Then automatically next verse will happen, which is Brahm Samadhi, Sthita Prajna. That means we'll be fixed up. We're not able to fix up. Spontaneous devotion is not there to the Lord because you have separate desires. Then the next one is proprietorship is there. Lord is the one. When we are born, nothing. We didn't even had anything. When we are going to go, also that we know. But still, we are now we have this desire to enjoy because I'm the one who's working. So I'm the one doing the work. So why should I think that somebody else is a proprietor? Lord, why Lord is a proprietor? I'm the one who has done all the work. I should enjoy. So my wife should support, my kids should support. Everybody should help me in a way. I what I like, what I can enjoy, how I can enjoy. It should be pleasing to me. I don't care about what is going on or whether it will be pleasing to them, whether they will be satisfied, whether they will be happy or not. No, I always that is policy. So not considering about others. So this is the context in which it is spoken, because this is a conclusion. Because Lord is telling all these things. If one was to be fixed up in consciousness, this thing has to happen. Free from desire, free from false ego, uh, free from proprietor, free from false ego. Because Stita Prajna means first you will have no more mental speculation business. That is the first verse Lord said. And then gradually he said, you will develop higher taste. So we'll say the examples also. The example from Srimad Bhagavatam is being given, where Lord is telling it's okay to have a means some still some lingering desires, because fan will take time. If you switch off the fan, it will take time to switch off completely. To stand still, it takes time. Same way, at least, but the desire has to be very strong. The desire to give up, desire this is bad. This is against Astra, this is against Guru, this is against Krishna. I should not be doing it. I should try to not to do it. So that conviction, that first strong desire has to be there. Then that has to be followed by a strong prayer has to be there every day. Strong desire to not to do it. I don't want to do it. And then strong prayer to take strength from Krishna has to be there. Then naturally, then we are moving forward. It will take time, few months, few years. How strong that desire is, how strong that prayer and submission is. According to that degree, these desires will be, even whatever lingering still traces are there. So just like the iron you bring to the fire, it is not immediately fire. It takes sometimes a longer period, hours. How strong the fire is. Then the iron becomes red hot fire. It's no more iron anymore. You can't find the iron. It's as good as fire. It's burning. No more impurities. It's like that. So same thing with us. As soon as we have that strong desire, strong prayer, submission, naturally those inside things, whatever remnants are there of the previous activity, we enjoyed. So that still remnants will be there, traces will be there in the mind, in the senses, in the heart. It will be there. So that's what is being discussed. So that is one has to develop higher taste. You can't become desireless. So which we mentioned. Vishaya Vinivartan Niraharasan, the Rasavarjam Rasopesa Parandrastva, never 2.59. And then Lord has said that you have to control senses like tortoise. Then he said that, but the other way, if you do it, then it's going to cause great anxiety, frustration, great anger. He doesn't know what he's going to do next. He will give up his body, or he will create great havoc in the family, in the society, wherever he is. And we see that in today's world everywhere. That's Bangladesh, Russia, Ukraine, you name it, in colleges, many places, these things happen because problem is knowledge only. Knowledge, the proper knowledge is not given, not taken. Medicine, right knowledge is not taken every day. If right medicine is taken every day, then you will not do it. Like antibiotics supposed to be taken every day. If you miss it, then because you are suffering. Sometimes for some people, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they have to take. In general, if it's properly situated, then maximum 1 week or 2 weeks antibiotic. For some people, it doesn't work. You have to take longer period of time. It could be because of cough, infection, longer period, because body has become so deteriorated, so weak. Strength is not there. Then antibiotic has to be, sometimes they have to change the antibiotic also. Some of the antibiotic doesn't work. So it depends on their association, depend on their background, depend on how much, to what extent they have done, to that extent. But Lord is giving the assurance. This is in a beautiful verse. So the what Lord is telling that, one point is telling that now, if you look at the tree, Lord is telling that if you want to become free of desires, all you have to do is change your consciousness in the way we are acting. You share with others. There's a Lord giving 10, 22, 50, 10, 22, 10th canto, 22 chapter, 54th, 55th verse. Still giving the example of a tree. Tree gives, shares everything. Mm, Tree, the flowers, the fruits, the root, the sap, the smell, the wood, almost 10, 15 things. Everything of the tree, everything is ready to share with others. So, if the same thing, then Lord gives this. Etavat janma safali. If you want to uh, purify your life, you want to be happy. This is the formula for peace. You see, sa santim adhigachati. If you want to be peaceful, because why we are not peaceful right now? Why we have suffering? Why we have anxiety? First of all, mind itself, we are mentally not peaceful. Mentally, some anxiety, some fear, something or other is there. Because desire is there, then proprietorship is there, ego is there. If you think, imagine, if we think that we are not proprietor of anything, neither our home, nor our car, nor our family, nothing. Imagine, will be fearful of anything? No, because nothing belongs to you. Then why will you be fearful? Because it belongs to somebody else. Like so on your neighbor or somebody else, something happened. How much you will be thinking about it? Maybe one day, maybe. Sometimes you will not even think about it. So many people are dying. How much we are concerned? Because it's not we are not the proprietor. It's somebody else. It's not a delay. Same thing. If we come to that, that is why this is mentioned. If one wants to be peaceful in the heart mentally, then that proprietorship has to be given up. Mm. Desire has to the material desire has to be spiritual desires and proprietor. That means everything we have to see that this belongs to Krishna. So that's why Lord is saying now if you have to do like a tree, you keep sharing, then you gradually lose proprietorship. You will not be attached so much. Etavat janma safalyam dehinam iha dehishu, in this human life especially. Um, Pranayarabdhaya diya vacha Sreya acharanam tada. Always one should engage their body, mind, senses. Uh, Sreya, this is permanent, means not temporary. Preya means temporary. Sreya means permanent, eternal benefit. Whatever we do in this way, that will be eternal credit, spiritual credit. Etavat janma safalam dehinam ihateshu. As long as this body remains, you should engage in such a way that Sreya, one should be giving benefit to others. In what way? Pranayar, living force, ardhayar, wealth. Using your body, life for your strength, and then wealth, diya, vacha, and your intelligence and your speech. Mm, Speak in such a way that, so then we should look at this is the verse which Lord is quoting 10, 22, 54, and 55. Okay, this is Lord Krishna is speaking about giving the example of tree, and then we should also look at the example of what is obstacles in this situation. So you can consider in general pattern or it can be even for devotion service. This is more so about devotion service. How what is the obstacles? Avoiding obstacles of devotion service. The 10 aspects which Bhaktivinoda talks about it. Association with people. What kind of people? Materialist. How does Bhaktivinoda Thakur defines? We should try to avoid the association. First, there were 10 things. What are that? The association with materialist. That is the first one we should avoid, which is causing us this. Because at the child, when we are not associated with so many things, we don't have those many bad habits. But as we grow up, then we accumulate this one, that one, so many things. Keep on accumulating things. We will become possessive of things. We want to accumulate things. We want to enjoy things. It is desires will increasing. Anandam vardhanam. Supposed to be happiness supposed to be increased, but the suffering and anxiety is increasing. As these desires are coming up more and more, then other things are piling up. So then how to avoid it? So association with the materialist. Then second one is establishing unfavorable relationships. Establishing unfavorable relationships. That's why I said whom you will be associating with. That is very important. Third one is attempting huge projects. What is your strength, stamina? What is in your situation? What you can do? What? How much can you do? So that accordingly you have to be. Otherwise, more than what you can, like in buying a home, buying car, anything, then it causes a great, automatically your subconscious gets, is always at the worrying stage. So day and night. that goes on. Initially, we may not realize that because we're thinking others and comparing, and then we may do things. Then, so that's why this it is in temple or in general also. These principles are in general also, not only just devotion service. And the fourth one, spending time studying different works and various philosophies. So because what is beneficial, that we have to see. And we keep on spending time how this business is doing, how the investment is doing, how can I, so many aspects we try to study and try to do so many things because we want to earn quick money or whatever. So many people have all these kinds of ideas, always running. They can't stay at one place. Too much passion, too much greedy of things. So this is also in that way. Always trying to studying different works, trying to do so many things at a time. Fifth one is meanness, means miserliness, meanness. Sixth one is subjection to lamentation and other affections of afflictions. Seventh one is disrespect to devatas, demigods. And eighth one is giving trouble to other living entities. This is mentioned in many places. 64 limbs of devotion service also there. This item is one. Giving pain to others. So that has to be also minimized. And ninth one is seva and nama prad. Nama prad means holy name. 10 offenses to be avoided, which we chant every day. If we are not chanting, we are supposed to. Before chanting, we should know. We should remember. I have given many times, easy formula. First four is one set, second six is one set, two sets. Enchanting offenses, easy to remember. Otherwise, we will forget. So we'll come to that. No? Seva and Nama. Seva Aparad means, so how we serve while doing the service of the deities, Vaishnavas. So that's why Nama Aparad, Seva Aparad, Dam Aparad, yeah. Uh, One more, I think, few more things I'm missing. Nama Aparad, Dam Aparad, Seva Aparad, Vaishnava Aparad. So offense to deity also. And tenth one is tolerating criticism of the Lord and his devotee. That also we should run away from that place wherever the Lord is criticized and his devotee is criticized. Either we should be able to strongly uphold and argue and then make him calm down, make the person, or we should leave that place. Otherwise, we'll be implicated. So the first category is association with materialist. Association with materialist here has been talked about. What kind of a person? Material of six types. People with devoid of faith in the Lord and without moral standards. So that's why we can say that Manav se, Madhav se, or whatever, but how much can you be? So-called morality, so-called honesty, it won't stay much longer. When the Lord is not in the center, at some point or the other, we always try to enjoy separately. Then you can't be honest. So morality and honesty won't exist long. But if God is in the center, it can exist. So that here first principle, people should be devoid of faith in the Lord and without moral standard. We should avoid, minimize. And the second category, people with morals but no faith in God. The atheist, they are moral, but they don't believe in God. God doesn't exist for them. Third category, people with morals and faith in God, but whose concept of God is subservient to morality. In today's world, you can see that many times. Manav say, this is what? No, 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 you don't need to serve God. Serving people, that is itself. I'm a good person. I'm doing good. Why should I come to temple? Why should I think of God? Why should I do anything with God? I'm serving. So I'm a good man. So I'll be able to enjoy. So that's what they think. So that also is a problem. So that is also mentioned. Then the fourth one, pretenders and their followers. People pretend to follow certain things. So that is also another problem. And sixth category is fifth category is impersonalists. That means Brahmavadis. So especially Brahmavadis, Buddhists, Mayavadis, those categories. And sixth one, polytheists. So many concoctions. So many. They will worship anything and everything in the world. So there is nothing, anything and everything is same. So many ideas, polytheists. So Bhagavad Gita also verse is there related to that. Ekatvena pratatvena bahuda visvatomukam. That was so in the ninth chapter, I think 17th verse or 18th verse or something. Yeah. So in this way, we can understand association with materialist and unfavorable relationship. is also meant. Unhealthy relationships are also forbidden for the bhakta. There are four types of unhealthy relationship with disciples, with associates, with servants, and with friends. So these things we have to consider. Unhealthy, unfavorable relationships in the same category. You look at, and we have to see the background, and then in these four category, we have to make sure we have proper choice. We'll take intimate association. We can't avoid, because in the world you have to deal with so many things. You can't avoid dealing with people, but not intimately. We should avoid that. And then giving up unnecessary endeavors. Big endeavors to do so many things simultaneously. So many things which is obstructing, because then anxiety will more. This desire will go on, keep on increasing as we have this. All these persons we mentioned here, six people, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling. So all these has so many desires. This one or that way or this way. And because God is not in the center, so then naturally, uh, then desires will be there, proprietorship will be there, then false ego will be there. Because if real ego means servant of God, if that itself is not in the center core, then how can have a peace? You can't have a peace. It's not possible. So that's why all these things are mentioned. Giving of unnecessary endeavor, then the studying many scriptures. So that's why our clear instruction is Bhagavad Gita is the primary focus, Bhagavatam is the primary focus. Those two are morning, evening, every day. If you study other books, are not, no need to study any other book. Reading Vishnu Sahasranam, reading this book, that book, no need to stop it. Read just Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Concentrate, no other book. So you read Isopanishad, or nectar devotion, nectar is fine. But every day, these two things has to be read. Evening Bhagavad Gita, morning Bhagavatam. This is the principle Sri Prabhupada has given. Shastra is given. Because Bhagavad Gita contains all, everything is included in it, foundation knowledge. Bhagavatam goes a little bit beyond, because we need to understand. It gives the process to surrender, to come to relish. Bhagavad Gita gives the process to relish who is Krishna, what is his energies, how to serve him better, how to understand his devotees, representatives. All these aspects are being discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam with examples. Bhagavad Gita establishes what is karma, what is actually how one should engage in karma. That is the similar verse 71 related to 30 verses there. Prabhupada calls it purpose of Gita. Same thing. Free of desire, free of proprietorship, free of false ego. This formula has been given. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma nirasi nirmamo bhutta sanyasya vikata zora. But because karma, because if the Lord is going to lay out to bring him to the next fifth chapter, fourth and fifth. So that means you have to become detached from results. Then Lord has to say, that's when Karma Yoga is ending. That's why before that, in the third chapter, Lord is speaking all this. How you should engage in work every day. You should do it for the Lord. Sacrifice 3.9. And 13 is speaking, you should offer to the Lord, then you accept. 9 and 13. Then gradually is leading on to 30th verse. Then, because then, if the ninth and 13 is not done, you are regularly not doing sacrifices for the Lord's pleasure, you're not offering and taking, then you can become free from desire, you can become free from the proprietorship, then you can become free from this false ego. It's not possible. So that's a karma yoga to nishkama karma yoga. That is the principle Lord is laying. That is the purpose of Gita, because purpose of Gita is to change the from karma to nishkama karma, purify the karma, material activity and transformation to spiritual life. That is the crux. So in the second chapter also, now bhakti, this is more, even more further has been mentioned here, because this is leading on to the next one, which is the verse as I was mentioning earlier, 11, 20, 27, 28, Buddha Gita. Because one maybe we will be generally many times this contemplation happens. So very good point Lord is making. Having awakened faith in the narrations of my glories, being disgusted with material activities, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery, but still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Even though he sometimes engages in sense enjoyment, my devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result, and he sincerely repents such activities. So that's it. This is the first point. First one has to have a desire. So some has to have strong desire that I want to understand the Lord, worship the Lord, serve the Lord. But at the same time, he has a serious desire to come to that point, but he also knows, he is aware that he or she is aware that what's going on in life. That means I have done many things wrong. I still have those tendencies. Recognizing that and having that strong desire to move away from that. That is the first point. If that itself is not there, then it's a difficulty to come to the next. Free of proprietorship and free of falsehood is not possible. So that's a lot purport also very important, very nice purport. It applies for all of us. Unless you are in spontaneous devotion, this very much applies. You are not spontaneous because still some traces are there. Prema Bhakti is the highest stage. That means the traces of simple activity, the traces of enjoyment is there from the beginning, Adho Siddha to just before Prema. Some level is there. So this is very important purport. The beginning stage of pure devotion service is described here by the Lord. A sincere devotee has practically seen that all material activities lead only to sense gratification, and all sense gratification lead only to misery. Thus, a devotee's sincere desire is to engage 24 hours a day in the loving service of the Lord, Krishna, without any personal motivation. This should be the desire, not necessarily that we are going to be 24 by 7 engaged, but this should be the desire and prayers and submission every day. That Prabhupada is going to explain, elaborate now on the same point. The devotee sincerely desire to be established. Desire. First is desire. Because this is spiritual desire now. Material desires we have. So we are not free. Otherwise, we will be spontaneously attracted to the Lord and His service always 24 by 7 we will be thinking. But that's not happening. That means we still have desires, material desires. Which is okay. Lord is telling, Prabhupada is telling, it's okay to have. But what we have to cultivate, Prabhupada is telling. What is the process? The devotee sincerely desire to be established in his constitutional position. That means real ego. I am servant of God. I have to come to that position. He is understanding that. As the Lord's eternal service, and he prays to the Lord to elevate him to this exalted position. That is why I said. Strong desire and also along with it strong prayer and submission every day. Every day has to happen. Then what will happen? The word Aniswara indicates that because of one's past sinful activities and bad habits, one may not immediately be able to completely extinguish the enjoying spirit. Lord knows it. Lord is aware. Guru is aware too. Sadhu is aware too. So there is no problem. But one has to recognize that this mentality is there, this fault is there within me, and I'm strongly desiring to get out of it, stop this kind of desire, this kind of activity. I should stop it. That desire has to be very strong first. And prayers also to be very strong. Praying, oh my Lord, please give me the spiritual strength and intelligence so that I stop this and strength to serve as a menial obedient. First thing is not stop this. Please give me strength and intelligence to serve the Lord, serve you, my Lord, and your representatives. For that, give me the intelligence. At the same time, please also remove this so that I can serve better. Because if I still have these lingering desires and this one, that one, then I may not be able to do. If Guru says 10 things, then I may not be able to do even one properly. Because this is always dragging me this direction. So please also give me the strength so that I can stop this nonsense and then engage in Guru's and Krishna, your service properly. So that's why now Prabhupada is writing further. The Lord here encourages such a devotee not to be overly depressed. This is the point. Not to be overly, because many times we that oh, Prabhu, so much difficult to. I have so many desires. I'm doing this is going on wrong. That is going on wrong. So many things. So we become anxiety and morose. We can't chant properly because if you are always depressed or this because we have to do something, you are always thinking about this has happened in the past, because we have to be optimistic. That means we have to stop thinking about it. Now I have to fix it. That means we have to chant properly, forget about what has happened. We have to, because Lord is telling, no, you must chant. Guru is telling you must chant every day in the morning. So every day we have, without fail, we have to chant. Uh, that's our strong desire and strong um, Submission has to be there. That means we will submit, pray, but we will also try to follow that path, what is being given by the Lord and Guru repeatedly. Prabhupada is telling the same thing again and again. Wake up early, chant early, here. This thing has to go on every day. So then naturally, more desire will become more strong, prayers will be more strong, submission will be more strong. Then naturally, these will subside. Whatever lingering things will gradually subside. That is the point here Prabhupada is making too. The Lord here encourages such a devotee not to be overly depressed and to go on and not to be overly depressed or morose, but to remain enthusiastic and to go on with his loving service. The word nirvana indicates that a sincere devotee, although somewhat entangled in the remnants of sense gratification, is completely disgusted with material life, under no circumstances willingly commit sinful activities. This is what willingly. Willingly we should not do it. Unwillingly, because we have not strength, full strength to stop it. Because we have done it for so many years, so many lifetimes. So that lingering desire is there, even though we don't want to do it, like Arjuna says in third chapter. That is been mentioned. Arjuna here, this is in 11th canto, but Arjuna mentions in third chapter Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Why am I being forced to engage in this? I don't like to do it. But why is that? What is that which is causing me to engage in this? Forcibly, I'm being dragged into this sinful activity. Then Krishna says, this is only lust, Arjuna. Lust is situated in mind, in senses, in intelligence, everywhere. You have to curb this by practice. You have to. That is, intelligence must be sharpened. That is the only formula. How will be intelligence sharpened? Only by regularly hearing and regularly chanting. If these two things happen, we can't purify. Our intelligence will not be sharpened, then mind cannot be subdued, then senses cannot be subdued, then we will go on. We will not have strength to stop this senses agitation, senses previous activities. So that's why we have to do as Lord is telling here. Uh, Although somewhat entangled in the remnants of sense gratification, is completely disgusted with material life, under the circumstances willingly commits sin, unwilling, I'm sorry, under no circumstances willingly commit sinful activities. In fact, he avoids every kind of material activity. The word kaman, exact, see that? Vihaya kaman, we're talking the same point. We're not misaligned here. We're aligned to Prabhupada. The word kaman basically refers to sex attraction and its byproducts in the form of children, home, and so forth. No problem. But this is the process, evolution. We might have done it, but it's a gradual process. Sometimes it's not easy. So because we are dealing with not one person, so the second person is involved too. So that means there should be cooperation, there should be understanding, there should be knowledge, there should be practice. So many things. It's not so easy. So that's why we need strong desire. Then we need prayers and submission. Then the Lord's arrangement, things can happen. Things can be adjusted. Otherwise, it's not everything is not in our hands. Because we are in a society, we are in community, so many things are there. It's not, no, that's like Daiva. Ultimate reason, ultimate cause is Daiva. We have to depend on him. But we should endeavor, but we have to depend on him. That's the point. Within the material world, the sex impulse is so strong that even a sincere candidate in loving service of the Lord may sometimes be disturbed by this attraction or by lingering sentiments for wife and children. A pure devotee certainly feels spiritual affection for all living entities, including the so called wife and children. But he knows that material bodily attraction leads to no good, for it simply entangles one and one's so called relatives in a miserable chain reaction of votive activities. The word Druda Nischaya, steadfast conviction, indicates that in any circumstance, a devotee is completely determined to go on with his prescribed duties for Krishna. Thus, he thinks, by my previous shameful life, my heart is polluted with many illusory attachments. He recognizes and that recognizing thing is very important. So that is a criticism is good for us. If somebody criticizes, hey, this you did wrong, this is wrong, and somebody points out, this is good, we should note it down. Mind won't accept immediately. Mind always objects it. If somebody criticizes, no, mind will not like it generally. But we should be patient, tolerate it, write it down. And then see if that is really genuine problem which we have, then we should note it down and try to seek prayers and mercy and try to fix that problem. This is a good thing. So Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said it, and Prabhupada accepted these things, even though it is a Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. This is good. Actually, they are cleaning me. Even Jayadeva Maharaj telling me recently. Good, I will be grounded, so that I'm not up in the air here. So that's why we should accept it. The sadhus are teaching us how to take it. So we should accept in that way. But whether the Lord removes, hold on. I have no, yeah, made point. By my previous shameful life, my heart is polluted with many illusory attachments. Personally, I have no power to stop them. This point one has to be clear. Every day, one is pray in prayer. This conscience has to be there. Personally, I have no power to stop them. Only Lord Krishna within my heart can remove such inauspicious contamination. But whether the Lord removes such attachments immediately or lets me go on being afflicted by them, I will never give up my devotion service to Him. Even if the Lord places millions of obstacles in my path, and even if because of my offenses I go to hell, I will never for a moment stop serving Lord Krishna. I am not interested in mental speculation and fruitive activities. Even if Lord Brahma personally comes before me offering such engagements, I will not be even slightly interested. Although I am attached to material things, I can see very clearly that they lead to no good because they simply give me trouble and disturb my devotion service to the Lord. Therefore, I sincerely repent my foolish attachment to so many material things and I am patiently awaiting Lord Krishna's mercy. The word Prita indicates that a devotee feels exactly like the son or the subject of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is very attached to his relationship with the Lord. And this is the point. Very important point. That means strong desire is there. He is my Lord. I am yours, O my Lord, and you are mine. That has to be there. Then you will do it. For him, you will do it every day without fail. If that relation, that conviction, the strong relationship bonding is not there, then we won't be able to do it. We are doing it for our family members because that relationship is there. Strong relationship. So naturally, we do it every day. We don't feel, why should I do it? But no, with same thing, one has that way we have to hear, we have to chant, then natural relationship will develop. It may not be spontaneous, but some level of intensity will come, some level of that favorable to the this service will come naturally in the heart. So more it comes naturally, the rest of the things will automatically, without our extra endeavor, it will subside. So that's why let it go on. But prayer has to go on, desire has to be strong, and then we should continue to engage. These three things naturally will become stop our material desires, stop our proprietorship, and it will put a full stop to the false ego. And then naturally we become peaceful because we become completely dependent on the Lord and His representatives. So that is a solution, isn't it? Wonderful solution which Lord is giving to Uddhava, and Prabhupada is writing wonderful purport for us. Exactly similar point of this verse. So how to become free from desires? We should not be on this verse is meant similar verse. First two lines it says. Mat Katadaya, first two lines, similar verse, few places Lord is mentioned to Uddhava. Jata Shraddha Mat Katasu Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu. This verse, similar verse is there. We should not be too disgusted or too renounced. Neither too much enjoyment nor too much renouncement. We should be balancing. To the degree we have to eat, we should eat. To the degree we have to sleep, everything balanced. Not too less, not too more. Balanced. And so one should act and continue this devotion that naturally Lord will do his job. If we do our job, Lord and Guru will do their job. So, but we should follow in their instructions, footsteps, like Arjuna is doing it. That's what in the I think another verse Prabhupada is telling that if Arjuna would have done his own way, based on his, if he fought by his own idea, then that wouldn't have been different result. Because he has fought for because Krishna wanted it, then naturally he became successful. He became peaceful. They have become so they are glorified today, Pandavas, because They have taken all the hardship, everything in their life just to always follow Domya, Vyasdev, Pandava, all the great devotees of the Lord, representatives. They are always obedient to them, serve them at any cost. They never gave up that. That's why Lord was very pleased with them. Lord personally came, gave his association, gave his guidance. So it happens to us also. We are always trying to serve in that way in our best capacity. We are not necessarily that every time we can come to temple, not necessarily that we can every time we will be able to do service, not necessarily every time we will be able to take the association of sadhu. It's not possible because we are in so complex world of this Kali Yuga. So it is impossible some many times. But we have serious conviction, strong desire is there, and Lord will help. So it takes time. It may be a few months or a few years, depending on our seriousness and yeah, depending on our seriousness. So that is the main essence of basically instruction of this 71 and 72. Then we are situated in samadhi. So naturally, with this consciousness, samadhi is not some actional. Now I have to renounce family. Now I have to take sannyas. Or now I have to go somewhere else. I have to stay in Vrindavan. That's not the process. It is to do with the consciousness. Yes, you can go, but that's not situated. If the imagine the whole world, the whole world has to go somewhere else. Then is it possible? Is it practical? No. Is Bhagavad Gita the Lord is telling like that? Pandavas is telling Pandavas? No. Bhagavatam will see that? No. So only in few places that is been mentioned. Because for those who are too much glass later, they are creating chaos. Then Prahlad Maharaj is telling, Ananda goes, oh my father, demoniac father, what are you doing? You are enjoying like anything. You are creating a great havoc. Neither you are happy, you are not making others happy, and then it's better that you go to forest. Vanam gato vam harimashrayet. He's telling. Because time, place, circumstances, we have to see that. Prabhupada came to the Western world wherever he preached, did he tell? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to Kurmakshetra, he went all over India. He didn't tell anyone. Rather, they were running to him. I want to come. No, we can't stay without you. Lord said, no, hold on. Stay where you are. What instruction I told you, you just follow it. That means I will always be with you. My mercy will be there with you. And you share with others also. You stay where you are. Don't leave your family. He didn't allow. So Prabhupada also. He arranged the marriages even for them. He would have said, then I'll give you sannyas. He didn't tell. Only for those who are qualified, have no desire, or detached, for them, based on their level of consciousness, then Prabhupada has given. So he didn't give it to everybody. They had to ask Prabhupada to get sannyas. For some, Prabhupada called, I'll give sannyas tomorrow. So that is the ideal way. And Guru knows what's consciousness, Guru giving sannyas, that is a perfect disciple. So other way, okay, but not the perfect situation. Because Guru knowing what's going on and Guru giving, that is the perfect, always. Service or anything, if Guru gives, and that means so we should always also encourage, we should endeavor. If we don't receive, then we can ask, no problem. So I want to do service. If we didn't receive, then we can ask. So that is not issue. But this is ideal way. Guru giving service. Sometimes we ask, Guru may not give. He's not obligated. We can demand. We can demand from the Guru. We can demand from the Lord, which is not a group proposition. Because when Lord is pleased, He will give. When Guru is pleased, then there will be reciprocation, there will be service, there will be everything. Because this is not an ordinary material duty you demand. Then it's not a proper consciousness. So Kunti Maharaj is not demanding. They are praying, they are submitting. To Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees are submitting. They are not demanding. None of them are demanding. Brajvasi, they can demand. They also don't demand. But if they demand, also no problem. Because they are in that consciousness every day, 24 when they are spontaneous. So they can demand, they are qualified. But we are not qualified to demand from the Lord. So we should act humbly and serve humbly, then natural Lord will naturally give us the benedictions and service, everything. Whatever is needed, they will give. And through Guru, always. It comes through Guru. So that is the point, essence. Any quick questions? We'll go to the next class. Well, already late. Any quick questions? anyone has. If not, we'll stop here. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.